Filming.
Okay, we are talking about the MakeHaven HERMs system, and we have had some questions about how the volume measurement system works. So, we have our tanks, and they're filled to some amount of water. We also have small tubes that go over the side, and then they connect to a small pump. It puts air pressure into the tube, and then you sometimes see small little bubbles coming out of the tube. This system, with one small pressure gauge in line, lets the brew troller system know, once calibrated, how much water is in here. So I'm going to talk through the principle that lets the system do that. Now you can imagine if you have some water level and you have some tube going down into it. The tube has some bottom, and then the air pressure here is no different than the air pressure here. It's just a regular atmosphere. Let's say though this is enclosed and we begin pressurizing this. The air pressure begins pushing down on the water here. The column of water, this height of water, is pushing down on the water to the level that's equal to the bottom of the tube. So this height of water means that the pressure that exists at that level is static, and it's linear. That pressure just increases with depth, and it's equal to the weight of the column of water that that is above it. So the pressure required to push this water down is equal to the difference between the level inside the tube and the level outside the tube. If we want to push water so that the water exists outside of the tube to this level and inside of the tube to this level, we are going to need the same pressure that you would experience if you put a pressure probe into the water at that precise depth. As we continue to increase this pressure, it'll drive this water down in this column. Once we get to the bottom of the column, this air keeps pushing down, and we reach some level of pressure. The air then bubbles out, and since the height of this water is fixed, the pressure in this tube will be fixed at that pressure. If it was over that pressure, air would come out. If it was under, then the water would start to leak back up into the tube and sit at the level of pressure that this air is. Now, since, like we said before, this is attached to an air pump, an aquarium air pump in this case, with this one little device right here. So that, and this is the in from the air pump, and this is the out to the tank. We have a little T-junction here, and then we have a pressure gauge and a little outside port. This pressure gauge is electronic, and it feeds an electronic signal back to the brew troller, and it measures the outside pressure, the outside air, because air pressure changes with weather.